Well, hello there. I can't believe what is happening in my life right now. So there's a brand of motorhome that I've been interested in for years. I've seen many tours on YouTube of this motorhome brand, and I always loved it and swooned over it. Like, oh God, it's so gorgeous. I want one of those so badly. And I've been off and on looking for one of these motorhomes for years. Off and on, I would check out the internet to see if I could find one. And usually it was either like not the right floor plan, or it was the wrong color, or it was too many miles, or too old, or something like that. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong with RVs, so it's really difficult to find one that you like. Um, but I just, and this particular brand that I've been looking for is actually kind of rare. It's hard to find. You have to really be patient and diligent and persevere to find them. And like I said, I've kind of looked off and on, but over the last couple of weeks, actually just the last week or so, I think, I determined that, okay, yeah, that's the RV that I want. I've loved it for years and I wanted one so badly, and that's the one you have to get. Well, the brand I'm talking about is Lazy Days, which is a brand that was built way back, gosh, I think starting back in the 50s when I was born. And then they closed, unfortunately, in 2022. And they made their own RVs in Southern California, and they did not sell them through dealerships or anything like that. And they're extremely well built and high quality. The only thing about them that was discouraging me about buying one was that the gas mileage on them is pretty bad. They get between 8 to 10 miles per gallon. So that was one of the things that were stopping me from buying one of those. But I also have realized that a lot of RVs from, the 2000s or before, are typically that's the gas mileage that you're going to get on a Class C. It's pretty common. So in general, Class Cs just aren't really great on mileage. That's why a lot of people like to get the vans or the Class Bs instead, because they get much better fuel mileage. But after having my trailer, I determined that it's definitely important for me, especially if I'm going to be going on longer trips, or go do road life full time, that I need something that's going to make me really comfortable. I just can't be roughing it too much. I'm too old for that now. So I determined that okay, so you're going to need either a trailer or a Class C, and I've narrowed it down to a Class C for a number of reasons, but I hate that it gets such low gas mileage. But I'm kind of thinking that, since I'm still working, I might stay in spots longer, 1 to 2 weeks anyways, because I won't be wanting to move all that much. So I'm thinking that it might be okay. And I can always, with gas, you can conserve just by, not moving as much, and going slower on the freeway can help, and things like that. So, and I like that I have the option eventually of towing a car if I want to have a car to run around in, and that will also save me gas. So anyways, so I started looking, like, okay, this is the one I want, the Lazy Days. And there's a certain model, like a floor plan that I wanted, which was the mid-bath plan. And so I found one up in near Portland, Oregon over the weekend. And I was one of the first people to call on it. And the guy was nice enough to say, well, I can hold it for you for another day or two until you can get up here to get it. So my plan was actually to go up there tomorrow and take a look at it and probably purchase it. It was in very great shape. It has some solar on it, and it was the floor plan that I wanted, and it's a 26 foot or 26 and a half foot one, which is more spacious. They have ones that are shorter, like 23 feet, I think. But the bathroom is super small on that one, and there's really no dining table to sit at for me to work at. So I definitely determined I need the longer one, the 26-foot one. And so I actually bought yesterday my airline ticket to fly up to Portland tomorrow to take a look at that one. Well, last night I just for the heck of it jumped online to see if I could find another one closer to me, and lo and behold, one came up that's only 30 minutes drive from me, and it's in the color that I wanted, which is the blue one. The other one was green, and this one is in good of shape as the other one was, if not better, and it has solar, and it's a newer model, so a little bit better. It does have a little higher mileage on it than the other one did, but that to me is not a problem, because I think that it's better that these RVs get driven. And more often than not, it's not good for them to just sit around. And I'm about to go look at the one that's near me, and I have a funny feeling that if it's in great condition, I'm going to end up buying it, and hopefully I can negotiate the price. I'm not very good at that. I feel guilty offering a lower price. But the people that bought my little teardrop negotiated with me, so I shouldn't feel bad about it. So I'm going to see if I can negotiate the price a little bit lower and see how that goes. But I'm super excited. So yeah, wish me luck. I will let you know, of course, how things unfold. So I'm in San Francisco, going to my credit union to get the cashier's check for my new RV. And I just wanted to show you the steep streets of San Francisco. You do not want a stick shift in San Francisco. Years and years ago, I had a stick shift, and it would just roll back on me if I wasn't quick enough to get from, you know, the brake to the clutch to the gas pedal, etc., etc. So I'm so glad I have automatic now, so much easier. There's some more San Francisco.
Continue on Scott Street for half a mile.
Yeah, unfortunately, my credit union is a pain in the butt when I need a cashier's check, because you have to go to the branch itself, and there's only 2 branches that are within reasonable distance of me, so I had to come all the way into the city. You can see the hill there. I have to come all the way to the city to go to my branch to get a cashier's check, so kind of a pain in the butt. But I haven't been in the city in a long time, so it's always a little fun for me to come in and visit. I'm worried about parking. It's always one huge deterrent for coming into the city more often, is the parking situation is very difficult. There's a pretty park over here. And then you have a pretty steep drop off. So hopefully where I have to go, which is probably kind of, I think I have to go near the federal building. I have a feeling parking's going to be a pain in the you-know-what. But hopefully not. All right, better stop filming. There's a very cool building there. I must be a church, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I've ever seen that building. It's very Gothic looking. There is our Capitol building in San Francisco. Pretty dome. I think I've been inside once. Beautiful. Gonna try and see if I can film the Golden Gate Bridge for you as I go back from San Francisco back over to the Marin side. To go through a tunnel. it's got the cab over. Nice blue carpeting and seating. Of course, I'm going to go get this all cleaned, steamed. It's got the freezer, refrigerator. I think they upgraded from a 5 cubic feet to a 6 cubic feet, I think. I got a 3-burner stove, double sink, microwave, which I probably won't use. Lots of cupboards. Ooh, it's pretty hot in here. It's afternoon. And this is my dining table. So this is probably where I've set up my office. Oops. Okay. And so in the back here, you have the 2 couches. Now they can both go down for a king size, or you can do just one side for like a almost double size. And then you have, what I love about this is these panorama windows that you have all the way going around. And this is my favorite feature of this. And then there's lots of storage. So it's very exciting. I just finished up with the couple that I'm buying the Lazy Days RV from, and I took it for a test drive and it drove great. It was pretty easy to turn, and I liked the steering wheel and how that felt, and we just drove around a little parking lot. I didn't go on a freeway or anything, so I'm gonna have to try that later when I'm feeling brave, because too nervous today to try that. So just little by little, but just I tried to do a little bit of parallel parking and backing it out, and driving it around, and it handled very nicely. Definitely a lot more rattling when you have the Class C. It rattles a lot more. In the trailer, you don't hear all that rattling, so I'll have to get used to all that rattling noise. So then we came back, and then he showed me a lot of the stuff, how to do the dumping of the tanks and the electrical and all of that, and I videotaped what I could. And then next time we'll do the inside and learn all that. So I'm glad we're breaking it up, because I was getting a little bit overwhelmed with information overload. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to retain all this. It's just too much to remember. So I'm glad I, filmed it, and that'll be a good reference for me when I need to look something up. Because it's all those little details that are kind of important, So I'm super excited. I won't get the RV for another week because they're going to take it for a smog check this week, and then they're going to get the brakes checked on it, and they're going to get an oil change for me. So I'm very excited, and I'm feeling a little bit, like I said, a little bit overwhelmed with information overload, and I, have a little bit of trepidation as to whether or not I can handle everything. And but with practice, of course, as with anything, you get better at it. So I'm sure I'll get it eventually. Driving it, emptying the tanks, learning how to do all the tanks, all the little details of, I know that it's good to have a checklist for when you are breaking camp, and have your checklist to go through, so I'll do that. But yeah, I'm super excited. I can't believe that I was actually going to fly up tomorrow, all the way up to Portland, to pick up this green one that I had seen. And, I was going to have to pay for, staying at a hotel and airfare, and then campgrounds, driving it back, and all of that. So I was like, oh, this is so easy. I can't believe it. This place was only 35 minutes away from me. So worked out really great to be able to get it here. And I got what I wanted. It's not as clean as I would like it, so I'll do a good scrub down, when I get it, and I'll definitely clean that puppy up top to bottom, and make it work for me. So I'm just so excited. I almost can't believe it. It's a little surreal. I spent practically the entire day with this couple. Kind of, the guy was a little bit hyperactive, and so he was talking so fast and going through stuff so fast. It was really hard to like keep up with it all. And he just constantly was talking. So it was like, oh God, this is a lot for me to take in. I can't take all this in. So I'm glad I filmed some of it so that I can refer back to it later. But yeah, I almost can't believe it that I actually finally, after all these years, bought an RV for the first time. I'm super excited, and I just can't wait to have some fun trips in it. So I'll keep you updated on how things go. Okay, bye for now.
It's right here, and I'll give you this.
Okay.
This hose set, it has both. I'm going to rinse this out. It has both these little bayonet mounts on them. So what you do, that's garbage. This is just an extra piece.
Okay.
What you do is this piece right here. Sorry, this is my.
There's the elbow.
This is my extra. This is just for here. It's an extension here. So when you're at an RV place, you have an opening, and let me see. I'll show you on this. I can dump the tanks in 5 minutes. So you see how these unscrew? You can screw this in. And
Okay.
A lot of parks require they don't want you to just stuff the hose down there.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm just going to dump the tanks, I don't use this. I'll show you what I do. But you can hook this up.
So this is when you're at a site that has sewer.
Yeah, sewer.
And you're keeping it in there for several days.
Hose set up.
Yeah. Okay.
You screw this in. Then you hook one end of the hose on here, and you hook the other end of the hose up. Usually you're going to leave it on the gray water. Some people will leave it on the gray water and leave the valve open. You just let it run through all the time. So anyway, I'm going to rinse these out for you. This is a thing that you can take and you can stuff it up in your tank. It's supposed to spray and help rinse out the tank. I almost never use it.
Okay.
So you should occasionally, that's just an extra one, you should occasionally, once the tanks are empty, you can go underneath there and you can put Vaseline on the valves so they slide real well. Here's one thing, very important. Make sure that's closed before you take this cap off.
Okay, so this is the closed position, straight up and down.
That's all the way in. It goes like this. So don't worry about that. It goes in and out. So it's a gate valve. So right now, when there's a big gate there, and if you pull that open, it just slides it out of the way. Okay. Same as over here. One time, I forgot to shut that. After I did it, closed the cap, nothing came out. But when I started to take the cap off, it started shooting stuff all over me. It was disgusting.
No,
so, anyways, I'll tell you, the state parks or national parks dump stations are really easy. You go up. I thought I was gonna blow my nose. So it's very quick. I pull this out.
This is the gray one.
Notice,
for the gray or the black?
Both.
Both?
So notice this one does not have a thing on there. So, but I always check, make sure valve is closed. Up.
Oops.
And I just stuff it in there. You can do this when you're at a, and I put this on it because I do not want that thing flying back out. When you're ready to open, you just pull
Let me
this.
see how.
There. You just pull that out. You can hear all this coming down.
Oh, you pull it out. Okay.
Yeah, you see it. It's a slide. There's a gate, and it just slides it out. Yeah, so that pulls out.
Okay.
And it's actually, if you don't have that cap on, driving on the highway, you can get a ticket. They want to see that cap on. And someone said they forgot to put the cap on, and they were driving, they got a ticket. I'll just lift this up to make sure I got it all out of there. And then I'm going to go inside here and rinse it a little bit. Plus the toilet is open for a little bit. But is the pump on? Yeah, there's the pump on. Because you still got some water in here. I don't, when I fill, so if you want to see, you can do this.
Yeah, let me see.
And I'll show you how we're going to recharge the potty tab.
Okay.
Count to 10. Depends how clean you want the hose. Yeah, that's good. That's enough. Okay. If I've got water on, I don't like to run the pump too much. It works fine, but the more hours on the pump, the more likely I'm going to have to
replace it.
Yeah. Yes, it's stinky, okay. Yeah, I'll need the hose in a minute. Make sure that's closed. I've learned the hard way. Always make sure it's closed. Make sure these are on tight. That's there, and These can get really sticky if you don't put Vaseline on them. So a lot of RVs, this is a joint one, so you don't have to move the hose. Just the way the design is on this one, you got to move the hose.
So you're using the same hose for both black and gray.
And I dump the black first. You know, when you're doing a lot of traveling and stuff, you can go a week or two without dumping the black. You should check this. It does, you know, all trucks like this will burn oil a little bit, and so oil is right here.
Okay.
Oh, there's transmission fluid right there.
Oh, that's
transmission fluid. Right here, you can see this is all set for that's the radiator. Brakes.
Okay.
Power steering, and oil. They're long. You pull them out, and they're this long. So when you check those, you will slowly. It's like maybe over my entire trip up there and back. It might burn like a half a quart of oil. Diego, what he says. Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, really?
It's a truck, what they do.
Okay.
So you check the oil. And then this is the
oil. Okay.
I replaced the air filter when I did that too. Oil, where's the spark? That's the spark plug down there. I mean, there's really not much. The fuel filter's underneath here. Right now we're on city water. Drink city water. You're supposed to sanitize the tank once a year. I put some bleach in there, let it soak, do that. I still don't drink out of the tank. I brush my teeth, I do all that. It's like when I'm traveling in South America, I don't drink the water.
Okay.
Or we keep a Brita filter. And you filter it.
Yeah.
And so, so that's worth. So if you're going to be for a long time out there, bring a Brita filter and filter your water. I just don't trust. So if I come in here now, so you want to do this on your tank so it doesn't stay stinky. If you lift up, like actually, if you want to fill the bowl for using it, you lift up.
Okay.
And so you want to do a couple gallons like this.
Couple of gallons. Okay.
Put a potty tab in there.
Just one, okay.
Just one, and flush.
Oh, okay.
And you put it, you want to have a couple gallons in there with the potty tab. There we go. That's all we need to do.
Oh, okay.
And that way, you got a lot of them in here.
Oh, great.
That will make sure it'll, keep the stink down.
Okay, yeah, that's important.
Yeah, make sure when you're driving, I put this down, and we make sure we put this in there. Otherwise, it flies everywhere. We left some little baskets. My wife left these. She found these baskets. They exactly. When you want to open this up, it's kind of sticky. You push down. I'm gonna push it, and it pops right up. If you just try to pull it, it's kind of really hard. But you're just gonna push down a little bit.
You're pushing down from from the top. Okay.
And this is a bayonet mount. Bayonet like that.
Okay.
And then.
Oh, okay. You tighten the
black part. Then tighten this down.
Okay.
What you do is you then just plug this in. At an RV place, they usually have. I keep my breaker on. At an RV, they usually keep the breaker on. It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter?
Well, you leave the breaker on. I like doing it with the breaker on. Then I'll check up there. It's got 125, 0 amps, and it says E0. It means no error.
No error.
Yeah, okay. And there's a little in the book, like there's a little piece that shows the error, and I think I found it online. Like if it's not a ground, if you get an error code and the power's not working, you'll say, "Oh, I've got a problem here." So this hose I use up in the Northwest. I just want to rinse it. I cleaned it, but it's not dry.
Yeah, so there's two hoses. How come there's two?
Well, see, this has a bayonet on. This has fixtures on both ends.
Okay.
So you can hook it up to that little angle thing. You can hook it up on there, and so it's a closed system. This one is open on the end.
Oh.
So if you don't leave it open on the end, you can't stuff it down these things. Whenever you do your dump, you can't stuff it down one of these things.
Okay.
So I keep one there, and it won't fit in here either. You can't. That has to. So I'll show it when I'll put it up and I'll slide it back in there.